You're listening to the John and Heidi Show, now featuring the wit and wisdom of Dan Farris.
Okay, dudes, let's walk this sucker.
On Sunny 93.3.
It's the John and Heidi Show bonus hour with Dan Farris, brought to you by Sioux Falls JobFair.com. Dan, how you doing, man?
Well, I'm doing really, really well.
It's Thursday.
It's fun to just make stuff up.
I'm amazed you're even still alive, honestly.
I am.
He did a 10K on rollerblades this Tuesday, so I was he rolled back in. When I say rolled back in, he walked back in, but like a boss. Came walking in, I was like, "Did you do your thing?" And you're like, "Yeah, I did my thing."
Yeah, well, my
you were in better shape this year than you were after you did it last year.
You're walking upright and everything.
I think actually, I want to go back 2 or 3 years ago was the absolute worst. I literally thought I was going to stroke.
I remember that.
By the time I was done, but
I feel partially responsible for that though, because I was using it for illegal day labor. I wasn't paying him. He was screwing some boards in on my deck and hurt himself.
That's true.
Yeah,
I was throwing lumber around.
Probably my fault. Really.
That was awesome.
So.
No, by the way, huge thank you everybody that weighed in. Telling me happy birthday and whatnot.
It was cool.
Facebook and things. Yeah. Hey, I appreciate that. It's very, very humbling. I always forget that.
All the little people.
People out there who actually
all the little people
realize I'm still alive. Speaking of birthdays, this day. Whose phone is that? Hang on.
That's yours.
Dan and Heidi have the same ringtone.
Oh, that's timely. That's my agent. Okie-dokie. We'll just put him on hold and forge ahead. I always like this young man, Matthew Perry.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Of course, his big deal was Chandler Bing on Friends. He's 52 today.
Nice.
But up. Whoa, the man who gave us the best microwave popcorn, Orville Wright.
Orville Wright.
I'm just waiting for John to weigh in.
He's the airplane guy.
Oh, thanks, John. Wilbur's brother?
He's Wilbur's
Nothing
brother.
to do with popcorn?
No, that's Orville Redenbacher.
Great. Glad we could clarify that. John Stamos. Always kind of liked him, too.
He's adorable.
How is it he got more handsome than
he really did.
He's
got
one of
better
those
looking.
guys. He's like Rob Lowe.
Yeah.
It's like, you make a little
or
deal
dare
with the
I say,
devil here?
Jason Bateman.
Jason Bateman.
John finds
John's got a thing for
Bateman.
Jason Bateman.
Finds him a handsome man.
I just think he's
he
better
does.
looking today than he was back in like Teen Wolf 2 days.
Better looking.
I'm just saying he is.
Wow. Yeah, Uncle Jesse's 58 today.
Nice.
Was 1692. 5 people hanged for witchcraft in Salem, Massachusetts, mainly because, well, they were witches.
Yeah, well.
1934, the very first, but do we still do this? I used to love these things. The very first All-American Soapbox Derby was held in Dayton, Ohio. We used to build those things when I was a youngster in Minneapolis. Me and my brother Oogie and the neighborhood kids, we'd build these things, race them up and down the alley.
They do them in Sioux City. There's like a little track for them and everything. Isn't there a hill for them?
So this still goes on?
Yeah.
Some places.
A cool thing to do. It was just 1 year ago today. This is massive. Man, I love capitalism. Apple becomes first company in U.S. history to be valued at $2 trillion.
Holy cow.
What a success story, too, because they were literally on the verge of bankruptcy.
That's
like
an
they were
amazing story.
dying, and then all of a sudden, iPhones and iPods and iPads.
Look up the history. It kind of alarms me when you hear so many folks, usually younger people, they've got all that money. Yeah, well, in most cases.
they earned it.
They started out with,
Yep.
let me think, they had an idea.
Yeah.
That's where it was, ground zero, boys and girls.
And you could do the same thing. Everybody can do the same thing.
Yeah, still do.
Well, not the same thing, because they got patents.
It's the greatest thing about this country. You can build yourself up from nothing.
Absolutely is, yeah. But hey,
sometimes 3 or 4 times.
don't
True story.
forget to get patents and copyrights.
That is true.
And signed agreements.
That's important. Yeah, that would help too. Lawyer up, boys and girls. That's where we live now. Alrighty. Well, I know, you know, we all know. We just bust a move here.
Awesome. It's the John and Heidi Show bonus hour with Dan Farris, brought to you by Sioux Falls JobFair.com.
I'm Nick from Pure
PureCannaCompany.com. We create the purest form of CBD with just 3 ingredients. CBD, as simple as 1, 2, 3. Everything is 100% natural, GMO-free, gluten-free, kosher, and made in the USA. From the soil to the oil, we provide the purest form of CBD. We also keep the prices low, so we can help as many people as possible. Learn more at PureCannaCompany.com. Oils, lotions, bath bombs, and more. Use promo code RADIO to save 10% at PureCanna, PureCannaCompany.com.
And now stuff Dan finds interesting. Yeah.
It is time for Stuff Dan Finds Interesting. And what do you find interesting on this fine Thursday?
Well, you know, this is sitting close to home now. I know Mayor Paul Tenhanken, who, of course, I was in high school band with in Worthing, Minnesota when we were just youngsters. And again, it's just fun to say stuff. Who's going to check on this? The answer is nobody. Ferris went to high school with Paul Tenhanken.
I'm going to fact check right now. First thing says age might not quite line up.
Up with that. It was marching band. He played the oboe. I played the grand piano. It was crazy. Google it.
Piano and marching band.
But medical marijuana now is a thing.
Okay, yeah.
You know, we voted in, and now
whatever happened with they were
recreational's going to take more time. That's a pretty big deal.
That's a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
That's I actually don't see that coming around for at least another year. That's just a guess, because again, that's pretty serious stuff.
Yeah,
it really is. So
what did they had a big meeting this week, didn't they?
Yeah, it was about having just limiting it to 5 medical marijuana dispensaries in city limits proper.
Okay.
But there's a lot of other factions going on. People have to check on this stuff. This stuff is regulated because it's now, medicinal.
Yeah.
There's a lot of hoops to go through, and there's just a lot going on. Again, this isn't as simple as people, well, we voted for it, where is it? It doesn't work that way.
Right.
Yeah.
Very few things do, as a matter of fact.
Very true.
So, we'll see what goes on there. But I stumbled across this story having to do with stuff I find interesting.
Yeah.
Recent survey, Dateline, Washington, D.C., percentage of U.S. adults who say they've tried marijuana has ticked up to almost 50%.
Oh, okay.
It's adults. That's a Gallup poll measured to date more than 50 years ago. This is what stuns me, because 50 years ago, you're looking primarily at the hippie era. You're looking at the 60s and 70s here,
right?
Where you could walk down the avenue and there were drug dealers
everywhere.
They set up little booths like lemonade stands, and nobody really cared,
right?
But they say just 4%. From 50 years ago, just 4% say they had tried that drug.
Really?
Yeah, 20% in 1977, 30% in 1985, 40% in 2015, and now we're up to almost 50%.
Wow.
So there are more people now than back in the 70s?
That's unusual, isn't it?
Yeah, it's kind of weird, but then you're talking about, well, a lot of people don't answer poll takers honestly, or whatever. Marijuana is fascinating to me. I've always loved the other terms for it.
Well, like what?
You got your pot, your Mary Jane, your bud, your ganja, reefer, weed, herb, grass, dope, chronic, and my personal favorite, the devil's lettuce.
Oh, yeah. There's a lot going on there, isn't there?
So, it's going to be running rampant pretty soon all over.
And we can all look forward to that.
Yeah, get ready to just start hearing a lot more people just saying like, "Oh, dude, it's going to be awesome."
Yeah,
nice.
Or not. We'll see what happens. So,
well, thank you for that update, sir.
Yeah, absolutely.
That is why we refer to this as Stuff Dan Finds Interesting. Hi, I'm John, and I'm here to show small businesses that radio is a great investment. So, what do you have here?
This is a Chinese Ming vase.
Wow, that looks expensive and a bit fragile.
Yes, it's valued at... Oh, my God, what are you doing?
Hey, that was fragile.
Why did you do that?
To show everyone that radio advertising is a much better investment than some old pottery. I sure hope you had insurance on that thing. Let BetterResultsAdvertising.com bring your message to life right here on the radio. Here's the legal lady.
No priceless heirlooms were destroyed. It was all in your mind. Thanks to BetterResultsAdvertising.com.
Time now for your morning coffee break, brought to you by Kaladi's Bistro on the corner of 26th and Minnesota Avenue in Sioux Falls. Mr. Dan Farris on the other side of this giant stack. You notice this is getting taller between us. I can barely see it.
I know, you can't even look over it anymore.
It's my to-do stack, by the way. I keep adding things to it.
We should probably get a professional in here and do a little straightening up.
Some feng shui.
Yeah, what's feng shui?
Organize, make it all like...
Oh.
more user-friendly.
Sounds like something you'd buy an ointment for. Well, there's more hubbubbery going on in Sioux Falls. Sioux Falls residents, some of them up in arms, marching on City Hall, carrying pitchforks and torches and stuff like that.
What's going on now?
In fact, I think you guys have one of these those green utility posts and boxes.
Oh, ours is bigger than the ones they're talking about.
Yeah, if you happen to be a Sioux Falls resident that ended up getting one of those green utility posts in your yard recently, there's now a very good chance that utility box will soon be replaced with something far less noticeable. Here's the skinny. Over the past month or so, a number of people all over the Sioux Empire have been none too pleased to find those things popping up in their yards without their permission.
Oh,
that is weird. Again, this comes to, hey, man, is there property ownership? What's going on here?
Yeah.
What's happening here? In fact, some people were so steamed, so incredibly honked off, they did call City Hall to kvetch.
I would too.
They were honked off.
They were totally steamed. It was baking their biscuits.
And rightfully so. It's their property.
Yeah. Apparently the squeaky wheel does get the grease. So the city has received so much pushback from people on how, the company involved, Vast Broadband fiber optic project was handled. The city has now paused future permits for this. They're looking into it, and they're going to come up with ways where, this won't be such a big deal.
Yeah.
So, you can't just be running rampant. Darndest thing, the home I'm in now I bought approximately 7 years ago.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And my first summer there, because I moved in actually late fall, so I went through the winter, and came home one late spring, early summer day, and walked into my backyard, and there were these little flags everywhere, and my lawn spray painted.
Yeah.
And I'm going, what?
Right. Right.
Like, what does this even mean?
Yeah.
And on one of the flags, and I forget, it was some utility company little logo on it. And so I called them.
Right.
I said, hey, I'm so-and-so. I live at such and such address. I notice your flags are on. She goes, hang on, sir. And she goes, yeah, we don't have any record of any of this. Huh. And no work ever happened. I never saw it.
Decided to come and spray your yard
for a couple of weeks. Then I just went back there one day and just pulled them all up, and it was just the weirdest thing.
That is weird.
There were literally like three dozen flags, and
somebody might have dialed
maybe they just had
811
some time to kill that day.
Is that
and
the
they
one
needed to look
811
busy.
you call them before you dig?
Yeah, and then white spray paint everywhere.
Yeah.
Well, it looked like homicide chalk marks. But it looked,
that's funny.
Yeah, it's just weird. To this day, I have no idea what any of that even meant.
They never showed up and did anything.
Yeah, but it's like, hey, get off my lawn.
I suppose you could call in a call before you dig for anybody. Instead of surprising them
with spray here.
A happy birthday sign on the front lawn, just call before you dig.
You should just start doing random call before you dig sprayings.
I'm pretty sure that's probably illegal. So
apparently Vass was just chasing around and installing these things, and property owners didn't know. And that's kind of a big deal. I don't blame people for being steamed.
I'm going to admit something. We are Vast members, users, whatever you call that, and I've been very happy with them.
Me too.
We had like an issue earlier this week, first time in a long time, where we had like an internet outage, and then it came on and it went off and it came on. So I don't know if it had something to do with somebody like hooking a tow rope onto one of those boxes and yanking it out of their yard. But it could have been.
Could have been if they were
upset. It's all good now. Well, thank you for that update, Dan.
Yeah, just my fingers on the pulse of what's going on in this city. It's crazy.
We'll find out in a bit, because we're going to be back with News to Me. It's coming up. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show Bonus Hour with Dan Farris, brought to you by SiouxFallsJobFair.com.
I kind of feel like I've been talking about BetterCreditCards.com forever now, but we want to mention that BetterCreditCards.com is designed to help you get a better credit card. Why should that matter to you? Because this can save you money every single month. There's no fee to check it out, so when you get a minute, click on the website BetterCreditCards.com and see if we can help you find a better credit card. Do it today. BetterCreditCards.com. That's BetterCreditCards.com.
Time now for a bright spot of news, brought to you by Paul's Designer Showroom on Lake Lorraine in Sioux Falls. They can brighten any room with a beautiful light fixture. We're going to brighten your day right now with some positive news, and I have Stacey Ondernock joining me. She is with the Girl Scouts in Sioux Falls, and I'm not saying it right. It's Girl Scouts Dakota Horizon. Is that right?
That's correct, yeah.
And you guys have got some exciting news, a new cookie. Is that right?
Yes, it's a big day in the Girl Scout world with a new Girl Scout cookie released for the 2022 program.
So tell me a little bit about the cookie first, then we're going to talk about when we can get this.
Yeah, so this new cookie is called Adventurefuls, And it is a brownie-inspired cookie with caramel cream in the center and a hint of sea salt.
That sounds delicious.
Yes, and we've had a few people taste it, and they said it's a crunchy brownie, almost like that brownie that's baked on the edge of the pan, that crust of the brownie.
My favorite. So now, have you had a chance to taste test it yet?
I have not yet had a chance to taste it, but like I said, we've had a couple people that have, and I think it's going to be a pretty popular one this year.
I'll bet it will be. Now, when do these go on sale? So for people that are listening going, you've got my attention, let's tell them when and where they can start buying them.
I know. Well, unfortunately, we're just teasing everybody right now. Our cookie program begins in February. So, of course, our girls have really evolved their businesses. If you know a Girl Scout who has an online cookie store, she will open her business on February 11th, and so you can order them from her starting then. Otherwise, they'll be available when girls are going door-to-door or selling in person at cookie booths starting on February 18th.
That is awesome. And February 11th, that'll be easy for me to remember. That's our anniversary, so I'll remember.
Well, there you go.
It's our anniversary, and it'll be
your anniversary gift.
Yeah, it'll be the day I go and get some cookies too. So
yes, absolutely, yeah.
Now, how long have you been with the Girl Scouts?
I've been with Girl Scouts for 10 years.
And this is a great organization. Over that amount of time, you've had a chance to see some young ladies who've graduated and moved on, and now, they're off in the real world. And it's really kind of cool to see the base that you guys help them build and what they build upon that with the rest of their life. It's pretty fascinating, isn't it?
Oh my gosh, it is really incredible, and you're absolutely right. What we're doing here at Girl Scouts is really giving girls a place to explore their interests. There's something for every girl, and allow her to build her skill set in that area so that as she ages through the program, she does various different things. We have girls taking action in their communities. We have girls exploring careers in areas of interest that ultimately, when our communities need these girls in our workforce, they have the skills that they need to be successful.
And even, when it comes down to even the cookie program, because there are probably some young ladies who sold some cookies and they realized, I really kind of like this whole sales thing. And that opens a whole bunch of doors in the world, doesn't it?
It does. When we talk about the cookie program, I always tell people, think outside the box. It's not just about that treat that everybody wants, those iconic cookies that you know and love. You're equipping a girl with really essential skills. As young as kindergarten, she's learning how to do math to count back change. You've got girls who are learning how to market their business, to meet customers in different ways. They're online through their online store. They're going door to door. Some of them have business cards. You've probably seen them pulling wagons, all the way up to inventory management and forecasting and all of that. So they're learning a lot, and it's fun with a purpose. They're having a great time. Girls love to sell cookies, while they're also learning things that really gets them a head start on what they need in the future.
Well, Stacey, thank you for taking the time to chat with us about this new cookie, and thanks for all that you do for the young ladies that are in the Girl Scouts. It's really cool.
Oh,
and again, we appreciate it a bunch.
So kind. Yeah, thanks for having me. It was really a joy to talk to you.
We will chat again in February. How's that sound?
Yes. That sounds great.
All right. Again, a new cookie coming soon. Well, not soon enough for some of us, but it'll be here before you know it. I've got a link to the story that was sent out in the press release. I'll put that on our Facebook page at facebook.com/sunnyradio and facebook.com/Sioux Falls News.
Addiction is a problem for many, and addiction can drive away those you love the most. Addiction can also lead to the loss of jobs, relationships, and if you're not careful, addiction can even cost you your life. TimeForRehab.com reminds you that you don't need to let addiction tear your life apart anymore. Get the help you need to defeat addiction and put the pieces back together in your life. Learn more at TimeForRehab.com. We want to help. TimeForRehab.com. That's TimeForRehab.com.
Time now for our award-winning news anchor to anchor some news. Here's Dan Farris with the news.
Hey, that's it. Yeah, you know what? We're doing pretty much all Sioux Falls news here.
Oh, nice.
There's a whole lot going on. If you're a big fan of downtown, and who isn't, again, last time I checked, by spring of next year, every business in this city has to relocate downtown.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Those are the rules. If you missed that meeting, well, that's on you, isn't it? So there you go. Downtown Sioux Falls art scene is staying busy. Sioux Falls Arts Council is right now in the process of wrapping 26 downtown utility boxes in images created by local artists.
Okay.
According to Downtown, Sioux Falls president Joe, well, you know Joe.
Okay.
Good friend Joe.
Joe.
We used to bowl together. Quote, these traffic signal control boxes are just these kind of urban artifacts that we overlook every day.
Yeah.
We do, Joe, and that's how I prefer it. Now we'll be forced to stare at it. You know, back in my day, we used to
True
call
story.
this vandalism.
Oh, yeah.
Fortunately, it's not costing the taxpayer a dime. It's funded by the Bloomberg Philanthropies out of New York.
Oh, nice.
Arts Council received 176 submissions.
Oh, wow.
With 46 artists from all walks of life represented on the final pieces. I don't know. I can remember, seriously, when I moved here in 87, downtown was dead, man.
Yeah.
It was boarded up. It was stick the fork in. It was done.
They've done a beautiful job.
They really
renovating
have.
it. They really
the
have.
rebuild of it. But now to me, it's like it's
Now it's maybe gotten a little
swung
too extreme.
way
Yeah, I
over
agree.
The other way.
I agree.
It gets so busy. It's almost, if I look at it right, if I squint, it's almost like an episode of Hoarders. I mean, it's really busy. I mean,
I really don't
practically
like to
speaking.
go down there.
It's getting to the
It's hard to
point.
park. It's
I
too
like
busy. I get nervous. There's people waiting behind you. You're trying to pull into a spot or pull out of a
Oh,
spot. and
just
people
do your
are-
thing. They'll
Yeah.
go around.
But with everything down there and everything they're adding, and now with this, is almost like, wrap your head around this. Be like Cher, Liberace, and RuPaul get all liquored up and then max their credit cards with ST.
Don't know what any of that means.
I don't either, but hey, you want to be a cop? Good deal. You sure can be. Well, kind of, sort of. Anyway, the county emergency management is now accepting applications through early September for police reserve to support law enforcement officers.
I love that. We
Including
should
help-
invite them to the Sioux Falls Job Fair.
Yeah, including like helping out at big events,
Yeah.
like the fair, marathons, community events, tournaments, that kind of thing. According to Assistant Director of Emergency Management, Doug Blomker, it's pretty simple. He says, you know what? We're looking for good applicants, good people interested in volunteering for the community, anybody interested in getting into full-time law enforcement. This is a good way
To get your foot in the door. Yeah.
to dip your little toe in that water there and see what it's
See if you like it.
it's all about. Pretty simple. To join the reserves, you have to be of good moral character, no criminal background, Heidi, be at least 21 years old, in good physical condition, John. And just apply Minnehaha County Office of Emergency Management. I don't know if you get firearms and clubs and stuff like that, but I guess you'll have to find out. And what else is going on? Finally, and I mentioned this the other day, and a lot of people said, hey, you didn't give any details. Are you just making that up or not? Serial wiener wagger. Here's the stats.
Yeah.
You know, you look around, there's these crimes going on, you wonder, why is this guy still running around? What the heck's the skinny here? Just a few nights
What's
ago.
the long and short of it?
In fact, over the weekend, this clown dude was staring into a 10-year-old girl's bedroom.
What?
Oh.
Yeah, mom sees, she's like, Mommy, I think there's somebody looking in the bedroom.
Oh,
Called the
boy.
cops. Convicted sex offender, long criminal
Oh.
history. Back in the Gray Bar Motel.
Good.
Yep. Here's the deal. According to Sam Clemens, Sioux Falls Police Department, yep, he was looking in the girl's bedroom and doing stuff.
Yeah. Lock him up.
Okay, now the perp, I won't give his name, but his initials are Kenneth Stark. Listen to this rap sheet. Previous convictions include assaulting a 7-year-old girl in Nebraska back in 92. 6 years later, Mitchell police arrested him for watching children violating parole. In fact, at that point, they found him wearing nothing but gym trunks inside of his car with all the clothes resting next to him on the seat. Over the years, authorities have snagged this clown in Vermilion, Sioux City, and at least 4 other states.
Yeah, he shouldn't even have been out to begin with.
Recently, he made headlines just a couple years ago, 2019. Sioux Falls police snagged Kenny Stark, driving around a Walmart parking lot without any pants.
I remember that.
Yeah, I do too.
Yep.
I just don't understand.
Yeah,
that.
maybe just keep him there.
See, this is where you bring back like old-timey stuff, old-timey law enforcement.
Yeah.
Just waltz Kenny over to like Faywick Park, put him in stocks.
Yeah.
You know, the stocks
Yeah.
with the hands in your head through. And people just come by and throw stuff at him.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
Yep. I'd be
Maybe
cool.
sell tickets, little cover charge.
How much
Yeah.
for 20 tickets again?
What's with that, man? Little kid, no.
Yeah, no, that's not okay.
That is. I feel bad for the family that had to deal with that. And it sounds like many families over the course of years that have had to deal with this. So,
but you look at it in different
bad.
states, they're
Very
saying
bad.
4 different states. In every state, of course, they set their own parameters as far as here's the crime, here's what we can do as far as punishment goes. This guy's 71 years old. He's been doing this his entire adult life, and he's still chasing around.
There's probably people who have never even
man.
reported it. I mean,
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, it is. No.
And it goes like this. I was just a lad, North Minneapolis, 33rd and Colfax.
Yeah.
My mother, she was a stunningly beautiful woman. I'm not just saying that because she was my mom, but she just was.
Yeah.
And I remember some hubbubbery coming out of the kitchen one night downstairs. And yeah, it turns out there's somebody looking in the windows.
No.
Unfortunately for the young man, Dad was home.
Right.
And as far as I know, this guy's still laying in an alley in North Minneapolis. I mean, and it happened that fast. My dad was on him like a pit bull on a kitty cat. Seriously, and it turned out it was in the neighborhood.
Oh.
Yeah, things didn't end well.
No, I bet not.
Police were not called, didn't have to.
Oh, yeah.
It
took care of things on your own.
Things got ugly there in a big hurry, so, yeah.
Well, thank you for the report, Dan. That's the news, right?
Whoa, hey.
Oh, no.
We're coming to it. We're mid-August here, Major League Baseball. The big races are on, trying to snag division titles and whatnot. AL Central last night, 5-4, 2-0, 7-3, and in extra innings, 8-7.
Nice.
Nice.
I love the sports. That's my favorite part. I even prompted you over there.
Hey, if it's news, it's news to me, man.
I'm Nick from PureCannaCompany.com. We create the purest form of CBD with just 3 ingredients. CBD, as simple as 1, 2, 3. Everything is 100% natural, GMO-free, gluten-free, kosher, and made in the USA. From the soil to the oil, we provide the purest form of CBD. We also keep the prices low so we can help as many people as possible. Learn more at PureCannaCompany.com. Oils, lotions, bath bombs, and more. Use promo code RADIO to save 10% at PureCanna, PureCannaCompany.com.
Here's your Market Beat Minute for Thursday, August 19th, 2021. The markets moved lower Wednesday, trading at 1-week lows. All of the major indices were down and closed at the low of the day, led by the blue chip Dow Jones Industrial Average. The news of the day was the FOMC minutes, which revealed most members are in favor of starting the taper in the near future. The biggest risk to the economy right now is Delta COVID, but ultimately no decisions have been made about asset purchases. Today's action is focused on Philadelphia Fed Manufacturing Business Outlook Survey and the index of leading indicators. Both are expected to remain strong relative to the previous month. The question is, how strong? The biggest fear in the market right now is peak recovery. If we get another indication of slowing economic activity, the market sell-off could deepen into a full-blown correction. You can get the inside track from Wall Street's brightest minds delivered directly to your inbox every day at marketbeatminute.com.